Yeah, he had a great run, and it's fun to watch. I think I watched Indiana State and Iowa. Caitlin Clark play about the same last year, so I was watching a lot of basketball.
When a basketball legend like Larry Bird says he watches you play, that tells you something truly special is happening. That is exactly what happened when Bird revealed that last season he followed Caitlin Clark and her team almost as closely as he followed his former college team, Indiana State. And if you know Larry Bird, you know he does not hand out compliments easily. This is someone who has played against some of the greatest basketball players in history and experienced nearly everything the game has to offer. Yet he still makes time to watch a young player who is only beginning her professional career. But there's more here than Bird simply enjoying Clark's game. He recognizes something familiar in the way she plays, something that reminds him of his own path. Back in Bird's playing days, he was not the most athletic player on the floor. He was not the highest jumper or the fastest runner. His real advantage was his understanding of basketball, a level of awareness that made the game look easy. Now, years later, he sees that same kind of awareness in Clark. She is not simply attracting attention to women's basketball. She is changing the conversation around it. Before she even played her first professional game, Nike gave her a $28 million.
Clark is breaking television records. Again, she is breaking her own television records. Again.
She has already become one of the biggest names in the WNBA, even though her professional career is still in its early stages. But being the center of attention comes with more than cheers and excitement. Some people support you, others question you, and almost everyone watches closely to see what you will do next. When you compare Bird and Clark, it becomes easy to understand why he appreciates her game so much. Both players have an unusual ability to recognize what is about to happen before everyone else sees it. It is almost like they can read the court several steps ahead. They can both shoot from distances that force defenders to adjust and coaches to rethink their plans. But their biggest strength is not simply shooting. It is the way they understand basketball. While some players focus on the play happening right now, Bird and Clark are already thinking several moves ahead. So what makes Clark's game stand out? Every time she walks onto court, she carries the confidence of someone who believes she belongs there. Like Bird, she does not depend on elite athleticism to dominate. She uses intelligence, skill, timing, and preparation to create an advantage. She shows that basketball is not only about speed, jumping ability, or physical strength. It is also about seeing the game faster, making better decisions, and executing those decisions under pressure. And the comparison becomes even more interesting when Steve Kerr gives his opinion. Kerr, who has won 9 NBA championships as a player and coach, sees a different superstar when he watches Clark. He sees Steph Curry. That comparison may say even more about the direction basketball is moving. Kerr explained that Caitlin reminds him a lot of Curry. He pointed out that during Curry's first few seasons, he was not yet the superstar everyone knows today. He had to become stronger and adjust to defenders constantly targeting him. That is exactly the stage Clark is experiencing now. Like Curry early in his career, she is discovering that professional basketball brings a completely different level of pressure. She has already produced huge performances, including a 30-point game against the Washington Mystics when nearly everything worked perfectly. But she has also experienced difficult nights, such as shooting only 10% against the New York Liberty. That is part of becoming a professional. You have to learn how to deal with great performances and disappointing ones. Like Curry, Clark attempts things on the court that many players would never even consider. She can begin shooting almost immediately after crossing half court, and these are not random desperation attempts. They are shots she has practiced repeatedly. Her passing can look more like a quarterback delivering a football than a traditional basketball pass. She can make no-look passes.
I've been watching from afar and understanding just how much of a power she is out there on the court. The cool part is the way that she plays and her range and the level of difficulty on her shots is obviously a very close comparison.
Behind the back passes and long full court passes that reach teammates perfectly. She is not simply following the usual way of playing basketball. She is showing people new possibilities. Even Curry has been impressed by what he sees from her. Here is what the NBA's greatest shooter has said about Clark. In another interview, Curry described her as fearless and said the game flows through her, but her impact goes far beyond scoring. She makes the players around her better, and she brings an element of surprise that defenses cannot easily prepare for. Once she crosses half court, she is already within shooting range. Her shooting technique is another part of what makes her so impressive. Curry has noticed that whether Clark is shooting from close range or from nearly 30 feet away, her mechanics stay remarkably consistent. Her feet are positioned correctly, her elbow stays aligned, and her follow-through remains smooth. That kind of consistency does not simply appear overnight. It comes from thousands of hours spent practicing the same movement again and again. When Clark pulls up from near the logo, the entire arena often reacts before the ball even reaches the basket. Fans recognize that something big could happen the moment she rises for the shot. As Curry explained, those deep shots do more than add 3 points to the scoreboard. They can change the confidence and energy of the entire opposing team. Imagine trying to defend someone who can regularly score from areas where most players would never think about shooting. Teams have tried different strategies to slow her down. They have assigned bigger defenders, quicker defenders, sent double teams, and try to keep the ball away from her. But great players usually find an answer. When you combine unlimited shooting range with the passing ability of a quarterback, there is no simple defensive solution. At the same time, not everyone was immediately comfortable with Clark's rapid rise. Many NBA players have openly respected her talent, while some WNBA players have been slower to embrace the attention surrounding her. And that reaction is understandable. Every major player who changes a sport has faced questions.
But I'm rooting for Caitlin because I've been in that seat before. I've walked that road before.
And doubt. Bird dealt with it. Curry dealt with it. Change can create discomfort, but it can also push a sport forward. Even LeBron James, who understands enormous expectations better than almost anyone, spoke up in support of Clark. He made it clear that Caitlin Clark would help create great things for the WNBA. Coming from someone who has dealt with huge expectations since his teenage years, that kind of support carries real weight. Clark's journey has not been perfect, and it was never supposed to be. That difficult game against New York, when the shots refuse to fall, is part of what makes her story real. Every great player has nights when nothing seems to work. Jordan had them. Bird had them. Curry had them. Greatness is not about avoiding failure completely. It is about learning from those moments and finding a way to respond. But perhaps the biggest part of Clark's impact has nothing to do with statistics, highlights, or comparisons with legendary players. It is happening in driveways, school gyms, and basketball courts all across the country. Young players, especially girls, are watching her and thinking, I want to play like that, just as Bird inspired an entire generation to work on their jump shots. Clark is giving today's kids a reason to dream even bigger. At only 22 years old, she already stands at an important point in basketball history. She has the fundamentals that would impress the legends, while her style reflects where the modern game is going. We are not simply watching another talented basketball player. We may be watching someone capable of changing how people approach the game. That is what makes basketball so special. Every once in a while, a player comes along who does more than compete. They change the way people see the sport. Bird did it with his passing, vision, and clutch shooting. Curry changed expectations by showing just how far a player could shoot. Now Clark is building on what came before her, while creating a style that belongs to her. This is bigger than scoring points, winning games, or collecting highlights. It is about pushing the limits of what people believe can happen on a basketball court. It is about changing opinions, inspiring new players, and making fans believe something incredible could happen every time she touches the ball. Just as Bird could not stop watching those Indiana games, basketball fans are eager to see what Clark does next season. If you enjoyed this breakdown, make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications so you do not miss the next video. Leave a comment telling us your favorite Caitlin Clark moment so far, and share this video with the basketball fans you know. Until next time, keep watching history unfold. Thanks for watching.